And we're live now.
We are going live in 5, 4. This is loading forever. 3, 2, and we are live.
And we're live now.
Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live.
Okay, well, if everyone is here, I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 5:06 p.m. Secretary Reed, when you're ready, please call the roll.
Nathan Scott.
Here.
Ariana Reed.
Here.
Tyra Bolden.
Here.
Connor Peters.
Here.
Tom Peters.
Here.
Connor Busick.
Here.
Hannah Berry. Here. Luke Armstrong. Tate McCoy.
Here.
Brett Shanks.
Here.
Clark Thomas.
Here.
All right. Eli Trimmer.
Here.
Maria Mills.
Here.
Nick Schultz. Jet Trimmer. Trevor Mule. Seth Nidell. Charles Anderson.
Here.
Okay. Jonathan Dishman.
Here.
And Mickey Pulliam.
Here.
All right.
And do we have quorum?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen now. One moment. Okay. Ariana, you see this?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Zoom in.
I can zoom in, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so we'll have the adoption of the minutes, and without objection, those get adopted. And then we'll have the adoption of the agenda, and without objection, the agenda gets adopted. We'll have committee reports from Eli Trimmer, Capital Projects.
So start of the new year, I'm meeting with Nathan. We're going to talk about some of the projects that have kind of been coming up to the Capital Projects Committee. So we're really excited to kind of start weighing out some options of what we have there to see what we can accomplish here on campus. But if anyone hasn't, go by Baker, check out the new equipment. Emily Ledwig, in charge of rec sports, has been super helpful in overseeing that whole entire project and making sure the equipment gets in. She kind of helped facilitated all the finances for everything and made sure the money got to where it needed to go from both Missouri Western and SGA. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and check out the new fitness equipment. It's really awesome. And SGA should be really excited and really proud that this is one thing a large portion of students were really looking for. And we got it accomplished for them. So congratulations to everyone. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Senator Trimmer? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to Mickey Pulliam, ADA Committee.
Hey guys. I've worked on a couple of things this week. We got a height adjustable table approved for the BARC. And I'll be writing up some bills to put door buttons in places where door buttons are needed. Yeah. That's all.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Senator Pulliam? All right, we'll move on to Brett Shanks, Health and Safety Committee.
Not too much to report right now. Still get back into the swing of things, but might be moving the meeting times to probably a Wednesday. Other than that, going to get back onto the AEDs and first aid kits. Other than that, if anyone's got any suggestions on anything else we can do, just shoot me an email, let me know.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Senator Shanks? All right, we'll move on to Hannah Berry, Student Governor.
I don't have a whole lot to report other than on Friday, I participated in Board of Governors retreat. We went over rules and policies and how to be effective board members. And I feel like it went really well. We have 2 new board members who joined us recently. And so it was great to go over, everything that we need to be focusing on. And I'm excited for, second semester to continue and be better than last.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Governor Berry? All right, we'll move on to Sean Peters, Director of Finance.
So last week, FOC approved Reach Club $550 to send some of their students to a virtual conference. And that is all I have to report for this week.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Director Peters? All right, we'll move on to Connor Peters, Director of Public Relations and Marketing.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Since we haven't met in a little while, I'll update you on my last couple of weeks. So before the school year started, I communicated with Krista Beyer regarding updates to the SGA website, particularly the FOC changes that is still being worked on. I made several filler posts pertaining to both the return to campus and also our recent snowfall. They garnered about 291 views on Instagram, 295 individual people reached on Facebook, and 2,500 impressions on Twitter. So those helped us grow a little bit and catch some momentum to start the semester off. I released a mass email welcoming students back to campus and encouraged them to follow us on social media. I also received the orders for our retractable banners, and these will be a great kind of reusable asset for SGA for years, and they'll allow us to promote better via tabling. This is what one of them looks like, and then the other one looks like this. And they're both in our office, in the SGA office in Blum, if you want to check those out. They look fantastic. I had a few great conversations with Director Bolden about how we'd like to promote Heart Your Union, which we're still working on for next week. And just today designed the flyer for that. And then finally, I established my committee meeting time, the Public Relations and Marketing Committee. It will take place on Mondays from 4:30 p.m. until Senate begins. And that is all I have to report.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Director Peters?
I just have a comment. Director Peters and I haven't been in contact yet about when our next Griff Gives Back or Griff's Fake Gratitude event will be, but we are continuing that this semester. So watch your email for a survey to nominate someone. And thank you to Brett for nominating the nursing department staff. They really appreciated it.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions for Director Peters or Student Governor Berry? All right, we'll be moving on to Luke Armstrong, Director of Griff's Give Back. Okay, he's absent. Okay, but I did remember that he mentioned that he has not much to report as of right now, but he is still currently working on community service events, and he'll be able to update us later. Okay, we'll move on to Connor Busick, Assistant Director of External Relations.
Hey everyone, I don't have much this week. Just wanted to let everybody know that we are currently in the middle of the virtual form of Great Northwest Days. Basically, for those of you who haven't heard of it before, it's usually we would send a few SGA members down to Jeff City for the week, and they could meet with the local legislators along with other schools in the greater Northwest area. This year, due to COVID, they decided to do it virtually on the Capitol's Facebook page. For those of you who were watching the legislative panel today, there are still 3 more events tomorrow and Wednesday. tomorrow at 10, they will be discussing the Great Northwest priorities, which this year are sustained funding for COVID-19 recovery and reopening, increasing the full access to mental health and primary care, supporting innovation within the early childhood, K-12, and higher education communities, and ensuring rural access to high-speed internet. Following that, at noon, there will be a speech by Governor Mike Parson. And Wednesday at 10 o'clock, we will hear from Rob Dixon, the Missouri Department of Economic Development's director. For any of those, you just have to Google up Great Northwest Days and it'll take you to the Capitol's Facebook page. And anybody who wants to check that out is welcome to. It's open to everyone.
All right. Thank you. Are there any questions for Director Busick? Okay, we'll move on to Jashira Bolden, Director of Student Involvement.
Hey guys, so I have been working with Director Peters as it relates to Heart Your Union. Heart Your Union is next Thursday and I'm super excited. Basically, you will be getting an email from me shortly just to explain what Heart Your Union is if you don't know what it is and to explain where you can help for that day. So be looking out for that. And then also PLC is coming up this Wednesday. So please be on the lookout from that email. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Director Bolden. Are there any questions for Director Bolden?
I have a comment. I would just say thank you, Jashira, for all your work that you do on Heart Your Union. I remember what great of an event it was last year, and I look forward to it this year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments for Director Bolden? All right, we'll move on to my report. Hello, guys. We finally got to have our first meeting of the semester, which I'm very happy about. I know we got a late start and then the snow day, so I'm glad that you all are finally here and we can get things done. I haven't been doing too much recently on my end. A little bit over the break, I've worked on some possible solutions for recycling on campus, but nothing concrete yet. So when that does get established, you will be the first to know. Yeah, that's all that I have. Are there any questions for me? Okay, we'll move on to the president's report.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful winter break. And then the first, I guess, is this the third week now of classes already? Yeah, it's crazy. It's already going by. And but yeah, so I hope you all had a great start to this semester. On my end, it's been a lot of supporting, as I listen to the list of reports that we've had today, it just reminds me how grateful I am to have the awesome team that I have in the executive board and our awesome committee leaders. So much progress was made last semester. Really amazing stuff. And I just want to thank every one of them for their tireless work on all these different projects. And then moving forward, we're going to do some amazing things this semester. And I'm really excited to continue to work with the team. I am just ecstatic that we've had such an awesome team that's been able to do so much. So I just want to take a second to thank everyone for all their hard work. But yeah, so besides that, this semester, I really want to focus on figuring out how we can engage students. The reality of the situation is COVID has really hurt student engagement on campus, but we are trying. We're scratching as hard as we can to get some student engagement this semester. I think it's vitally important. Our enrollment's down, so it's something where we have to make sure that we can provide an engaging environment for students where they feel like this is an exciting place to call home. And so we're working very hard. I know the whole team is working very hard on that. But so engaging students finishing the goals that we have set in place from last semester. We did FOC reforms last semester. There's a phase 2 of that we want to get through. So I am excited to be working on that, and I think we're going to do some amazing things. But yeah, it's kind of hard to report on what I'm doing whenever I am just trying to support the awesome team that we have, and I'm everywhere around here, and I hope I can be a help to all of them. And so I'm just excited to see what we do this year, and I think it's going to be a great year. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for President Scott? All right. Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Senate Bill Fiscal Year 21-21 to amend the bylaws of the election. An MWSU Senate Bill to amend Article Senate Bill to amend Article 7 of the SGA bylaws, whereas the SGA bylaws have not been reviewed since 2018, and whereas portions of the SGA bylaws in regards to elections included aspects that could limit student voice, and whereas this means the means and ends of elections have changed in light of COVID-19 and technology. And whereas the amendment will add specifics to the current bylaws, account for election practices, and eliminate future issues regarding elections. Therefore, we, the Student Government Association of Missouri Western State University, hereby enact to amend Article 7 of the SGA bylaws to read as attached. Therefore, let it be finally enacted that copies of this bill be sent to Nathan Scott, SGA President, and Hannah Piaski, Dean of Students, for signature. We'll have an authorship speech by Josiah Schmetting, Chief Justice.
Hey, everybody. I have been working on these new bylaw edits over break, really looking for a couple of key goals, we'll say, as I make these edits. And a lot of them were, we want to bring the elections up to modern date. So there's a lot of references to paper ballots, physical ballots. We have a lot of digital voting happening nowadays. And we also have a lot of physical media on campus, but in light of COVID-19, we need to include recognition in the bylaws for digital campaign media. So we're looking at stuff like websites, social media accounts. Previously, those were unmentioned, and it's just not realistic to assume that students aren't going to want to digitally engage other students in their campaign. So that's one of the thrusts that these bylaws put in place, and also just adding a more democratic element to the elections. As it is currently before these get passed, there is only one mechanism to ensure that the rules are followed, and that is to remove votes. And removing votes is, by definition, undemocratic. So in order to not punish the student body and instead just ensure that rules are followed, this adds some mechanisms to encourage candidates to follow the rules as they're written. And it's also helpfully just clear up what the rules are. There's a lot of vagueness in the current bylaws for elections, so looking to clear that up as well. And that's what I have for you.
Ariana, just to let you know, you're muted right now.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Hannah. Are there any questions for Chief Justice Schmetting? All right, we'll have a sponsorship speech from Parliamentarian McCoy.
Yeah, so these are a lot better than what is originally thread. I mean, like if you guys have read the bylaws at all, they're abhorrent. It's a really good step in the direction. Immediately after this, I'm going to motion to amend it. It basically it's a document that Brett and I went through and we reformatted it. So like all that red stuff and those strikeouts we took out, we put it into like in how it should normally read, and then we took out some redundancies and things. The biggest change we did was we added a section that's the election commission, and that basically just establishes what the election commission is, because this document will reference it multiple times, but it doesn't exist. It isn't formatted to like who it is, where they come from, or where it gets power from, and that's the biggest edit we have in it. And then there are other like clerical issues that we fixed. There's a document that I shared with you, Brianna and Ariana, that has all the changes on it. If you can, I mean, it's up to you if you want to.
Yes, I do have that document if we could pull that up.
But yeah, most of the things are clerical issues. Like the only big thing was that new section 1 that establishes the election commission. It says that the election commission is the election commissioner, the SGA advisor, and anyone who the election commissioner wants to be there. That they have to be part of the association, obviously. But and then the chief justice or their designee will be the election commissioner. That's the biggest thing that was put to it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the overviews, you can ask me. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and I would love to see this passed. But yeah.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Senator McCoy? All right. Are there any other speeches of affirmation or any speeches of negation?
All right, then I motion to amend Senate Bill Fiscal Year 21-21 to read as follows.
Second.
Well, as proposed, sorry.
You're good. All right, so just to clarify, that the motion on the table is to amend the bylaws from what was currently on the bill to what is revised from Senators Shanks and McCoy. So we'll do a roll call vote.
If I can interject real quick, a recommendation from the advisor. It is supposed to be presented in a format that highlights all of the changes. And so since this is a very long document and we have not had a chance to all read the new amendments, I might recommend considering just combining them or spending a bit of time reading them to make sure that everything is exactly as it is wanted.
Yeah, I think I have a file. I think there was it's changes highlighted, I believe, should be. And through screen viewing, you should be able to see, I think, all the changes Brett and I did to them. Like with the annotations on the Google things. Does that not show on that?
Yes, so I do see the red.
No, so there's all the ones. So the red is what Josiah did. There would be green ones that Brett and I did, but
showing on here.
Let me see.
I don't believe it pops up as green. Let me.
Who is green? Is this right now? Is it
Brianna?
Brianna's? Let me see on that. Try and reload it.
Okay.
And see.
Would she have to request edit to access, and then she should be able to see the history of changes?
Because it should just be all those annotations on the side.
So if she just has the ability to view the document, though, she wouldn't have.
Yeah. Oh, is this the?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Where are they annotated?
Gotcha. Okay, so throughout the document, you'll see on the side the suggestions for small clerical things and other notations.
It seems like there's a whole lot more than just that one section. So can you scroll up and maybe go a
I
little
can.
bit slower?
I can go through them all.
You want to go through them one
Yeah,
by
I can't. Yeah, most of them, like all the short ones, are obviously. So like we throughout the document, like with the commission, we took out the unilateral power of the commissioner and just put it to the commission. So like 99% of it's that stuff. Let me find other things that aren't that. Like on this, into spring to spring semester.
Probably one of the main ones she's talking about. There's one we took out. It was just repetitive down there. I think it was probably section 5, letter D.
Oh yeah,
Well,
these.
no, it wasn't that one. No,
Of
that was a different one. It's a little bit farther down. It was talking about what was it? It's easy to find because it was one I took out.
Yeah, and then some things on like
a lot of the things where it talked about following campus policy. Some we took out because beforehand it says you got to follow all campus policy rules, and we took a lot of them weren't specified because it was just repetitive, repeating them over and over again. See, open that one right there, letter D. So you just repeat the campus policy one again.
So if you could stop right there. I know I'm not necessarily supposed to talk, but this pursuant to campus policy, the materials, I think that's something that Josiah may want to speak about.
A lot of this stuff it's in there on purpose, a little bit redundantly, because it's supposed to be a little more specific as to exactly what kind of things aren't allowed. We have in the past had issues, and I hope in the future will not have issues with misuse of university materials that will that can cause a lot of damage when the university's in a financial crisis. So it might be useful to leave some of the specific stuff in, even if it's maybe seems a little bit redundant, because it all has a purpose and it all relates directly to the policy that it's underneath, if that makes some sense.
Yeah, thank you for that. Here is what I would suggest, and I would ask you guys' opinion on this, as far as like the senators, what you all may think, but I would suggest that this version of both the comments on the side and the suggested amendments be sent to all the senators so that they have time, and along with the senators, also with Chief Justice and with our advisor, just so everyone has the opportunity to really go through and assess those changes, whether small or large. And then we can, in our second reading, we can vote, or technically you all can vote to amend those changes in before the vote happens. I think that may be a better way to clearly see each of the changes, because I know it's a lot in this document to see through Zoom, and yeah, it could get confusing once you're looking at it like this. So what would you guys think about that? Any of you all?
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have a list of all of them, or I guess can't you just share what I shared with you before?
Yes.
Okay, then.
And I'll do that. Make sure, because I have a list of everyone.
No, okay.
In the meeting and part of SGA, so I will make sure to share that document with everyone. Does anyone have any questions or comments about this document in general, or about this process in general? Okay, so that will be sent out for you all, so look forward to that email, and then we'll move on to the next bill on our agenda. So we have Senate Bill Fiscal Year 21-22 to reinstate winter color guard.
One moment.
We have yes, thank you. And MWSU Senate Bill to reinstate Golden Griffin Winter Guard as a recognized student organization, whereas Golden Griffin Winter Guard currently meets all of the necessary requirements to become an RSO, and as their purpose is to foster awareness of the history and art of Winter Guard while encouraging young people to learn and compete. Therefore, we, the Student Government Association of Missouri Western State University, hereby enact to approve Golden Griffin Winter Guard as a recognized student organization. Therefore, let it be finally enacted that a copy of this bill be sent to Nathan Scott, SGA President, and Hannah Piowski, Dean of Students, for signature. We'll have a sponsorship speech by Director Bolden.
Hi guys, so the Golden Griffin Winter Guard has met the requirements to become a registered student organization. Are you guys going to do speech?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, they have.
Okay, thank you. In addition to that, I will say that this organization has had problems last semester as far as maintaining their RSO status because of their advisor not signing the agreement. And so it was really not on the organization. It was a matter of making sure that they had an advisor on record, and they did their part to reach out and to make sure that all of their paperwork are up to date. And it's at a point now where they need to function as an RSO, like reserving rooms to practice in and things like that, because they do have performances coming up. Again, this was something that was in part out of their control. And since we do have their advisor willing to finish the paperwork, they finished their paperwork, and now it's just a matter of reinstating them from last semester to this semester, so that way they are able to function as an RSO and then have their performances and things like that. Are there any questions for either myself or Director Bolden? Okay, are there any speeches of affirmation or speeches of negation? All right, seeing none, we will move on. We'll move on to Senate Resolution Fiscal Year 21-03, a resolution to thank RAs. An MWSU Senate resolution to recognize and thank the, An MWSU Senate resolution to recognize and thank MOWAS residential assistants for their hard work catering to the needs of students housed on campus. Actually, 1 second. Is this the current form that you have, Secretary Reed, as far as this resolution?
I can search it just to be sure.
Okay.
Is what you sent, right?
Yes, so this one. Thank you. Okay, an MWSU Senate resolution to recognize and thank Missouri Western residential assistants for their hard work in catering to the needs of the students housed on campus. Whereas the residential assistants are instrumental in providing a safe and engaging campus community, and whereas they have done an outstanding job adjusting to the challenges presented by COVID-19 and following guidelines to keep students in the residence halls safe. And whereas they are amazing and inspiring leaders for the student body and university as a whole. Therefore, we, the Student Government Association of Missouri Western State University, hereby resolve to recognize and thank Missouri Western residential assistants for all of their hard work. Therefore, let it be finally resolved that copies of this resolution be sent to Nathan Scott, SGA President, and Hannah Piaski, Dean of Students, for signature, and a copy of this resolution shall be sent to the Director of Housing and Residential Life, Joshua Maples. Okay, we'll have a sponsorship speech from Senator McCoy.
Yeah, I will yield my time to President Scott.
Hello. Hi. So yeah, this is a really important resolution, I think, to recognize the work, especially during COVID and everything else, of the resident assistants. They've done a lot of hard work, and I know a lot of them are kind of struggling, with all the adjustments and stuff. And so I think it's really important to reach out to them as a student body and show them that we appreciate them for all the work they do. And yeah, they're awesome leaders, and Missouri Western is definitely benefited by the work that they do. So that's what I got.
Thank you, President Scott. I would like to say that I do agree that the residents' assistants do amazing work, and apart from their normal job responsibilities, COVID has really changed the way that residence halls are run and operated, and they have done a great job adjusting to that change and making sure that they can still engage with the students that are housed on campus. So I think it is more than fair to make sure that we go and thank them for the work that they are doing. Are there any questions for President Scott or myself?
I would like to amend it because I love amending things. I motion to amend residential assistants to resident assistants.
Second.
All right.
I just change that right now.
We'll do a roll call vote just to make sure that everyone's counted in there instead of like unanimous consent. So can you do a roll call vote, please, for the amendment from residential assistants to resident assistants?
Okay, and do I still call off Tate and Brett's name, or
Yeah.
Okay. Tate McCoy,
Aye.
Brett Shank,
Aye.
Clark Thomas,
Aye.
Eli Trimmer,
Aye.
Maria Mills, oh,
okay.
Oh, okay, yes, it was typed. Okay. Trevor Mule, Beth Nidell, Charles Anderson,
Aye.
Jonathan Dishman,
Aye.
and Mickey Pulliam.
Aye.
All right, that motion does indeed pass.
Whoa.
So we will get that amended, and it will be amended and sent out before our next meeting.
All right, and then I would ask for unanimous consent to consider the question on these two items, the previous two items on the new business.
All right. And you said you were asking for a unanimous consent for Senate Bill Fiscal Year 21-22 and Senate Resolution Fiscal Year 21-03?
Yes, correct.
All right. Without objection, we will consider the question. So now we will do a roll call vote of those in favor of passing both the Senate bill and the Senate resolution that was on the agenda.
Okay. I'm just going to do it this way this time so I don't call off people who are not here. Okay.
And just a point of clarification is Senate Bill Fiscal Year 21-22 and then Senate Resolution Fiscal Year 21-03.
Tate McCoy,
Aye.
Brett Shanks,
Aye.
Clark Thomas,
Aye.
Eli Trimmer,
Aye.
Maria Mills,
Aye.
Jonathan Dishman,
Aye.
William, I think
Aye.
Charles Anderson.
Aye.
I believe that is everyone.
All right, so those do indeed pass. Yay. Thank you, everyone. All right, so we will move on to open discussion. Is there anything that you all would like to discuss?
I am tabling for the Down syndrome awareness thing that I was supposed to do in November, but done on Wednesday and Thursday is my hope. So if you guys want to come table with me, let me know. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Senator Pulliam? All right, any other points for open discussion?
Yeah, I just wanted to say about the election bylaws that are being possibly amended. I would really strongly consider all the senators to read through any changes that have been made. I haven't had the chance to read through the edits that were made to the legislation I put forth or that I authored. So I would really look at it and make sure that what's being changed is something cohesive. I did spend 2 months, better part of 2 months, working on making legislation that fits together and really encompasses the spirit of what an election should look like at Missouri Western. So any changes that were made within such a short time window, I would caution voting for without really considering what you're voting for. And that's all I have, though.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And again, we'll send out those comments. You're fine, Senator McCoy.
Yeah, I second that. Please read them. Yeah.
And I'm sure next week I'll have more to say on the subject after I've read over the edits myself.
Yeah,
But that's just, I just want to make sure anybody who's voting on anything really knows what they're voting for. So thanks, guys.
Thank you both. Are there any questions on that? All right. Yeah, I'll just say that it is important to read through that and through the bill itself. So really make sure you guys do that. And thank you all for being attentive to the changes that have been made today and considering them and looking over them. So we will get those sent out as soon as possible. All right, are there any announcements?
Yes, I guess. I know last semester we were looking to order polos for the SGA Senate and E-Board. And so I will be sending out an email to everybody so that you guys can send me your sizes for polos. I don't have a quote yet because it depends on the sizes and how many in each size we need from Dreamweaver, but I have been in contact with them about polos and also bomber jackets for the E-Board. I know I've already contacted you guys about sizes, but I will send another email out again just to be sure. And then I will be discussing with Director Peters about quotes and styles and everything like that. So be on the lookout for that.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Secretary Reed? Okay, are there any other announcements? All right, I did want to have one announcement that it is February, which means Black History Month. Yay! So I would suggest to, in your free time, to look up things about Black history, since African Americans have contributed a large part to this country and to the inventions that we use today that you may not even be aware of or think about. So yes, just bask in the glory of Black History Month. That's all that I would have as an announcement. Are there any other announcements before we adjourn? Okay, if no other announcements, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, this meeting is adjourned